Good morning, America. It's Offie here, and it's November 17th, 2011. Today is a great day to be alive. You want to know why? Because the sun was shining when I woke up today. It was great. It was beautiful. And, the important thing. Today marks 2 months. 2 months, people. We're not going anywhere with the Occupy Wall Street movement. This is a movement that started 2 months ago today that has spread the world over, bringing people together into one family to fight injustice and inequality. Thank you guys for being there. Thank you for being down in the cities. Thank you for taking those beatings, those pepper sprays, and those arrests. I feel you guys. I wish I could be there with you. This is my contribution. I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I appreciate what you're doing for me. Anyway, let's jump right in this because I ain't got the whole time to talk about the whole world. I ain't knowing the whole world. I only know about here. So let's talk about New York City. If you guys watched my video yesterday, you know about the raid on Zuccotti Park where they kicked out the protesters. Today, the same police are telling the same protesters that they need to have a parade permit because they're breaking traffic and they're blocking streets because there's so many of them, because the movement is so strong. The police are trying to make up rules that they're trying to break the movement. You can see it. The 1% is afraid. They're afraid of people getting together because they know that they're wrong. And it's great because we have a permit. I don't think the cops realize it. We have a permit. My buddy Chris said to me today, and it's a perfect example, that the First Amendment is our permit. We don't need to sign a permit with the city. You guys are just going to do that so you can tell us no, so you can keep us from protesting. We know. We're not stupid. We're not dumb. We're not blind. We're not deaf. We can see, hear, and know what's really going on. These guys are a few blocks away from people who are doing a basic sit-in in the middle of an intersection, who are sitting down, blocking traffic going into the financial district, and I understand they're breaking traffic. They're doing it to prove a point that they're not going to be moved, that their beliefs will stand strong, that they know why they're there. No matter what you can do, you can't get them to leave because they're not going to go until the problem is solved, because that's what needs to happen. Stuff needs to be done because it's not fair how the rich just get richer and richer and richer and richer, and you guys stay poor, I stay poor, you stay poor. Students can't even get loans for houses when they get out of school because they have so much in college loan debt that they can't do anything about it. It's ridiculous. And even the people who work on Wall Street, one man said today when he was walking by a reporter, his name is Gene Williams, and he's a 57-year-old bond trader. He said the gap between the rich and the poor is huge, and every day it just gets bigger, and it's not fair because you guys stay low, and you stay low, and they just get richer and richer and richer, and it's not fair. It's absolutely ridiculous. And along with the breaking traffic thing, the deputy mayor prepared police to wait at the Manhattan Bridge and in the subways and in the streets to deal with such a large movement of people protesting. You don't need police to be there. They're not hurting anybody. They're not harming anyone. Leave them alone. Send the cops out to harm somebody who's really doing something wrong. Don't send your dogs on people who aren't doing anything. They're not wrong. The cops are wrong. They're beating, arresting, and pepper spraying people who have done nothing other than just use their voice, who are screaming at the top of their lungs, "End this injustice. It's ridiculous. It's bull. It's not fair." And they're right. And it's not right that the police are beating on them because they should know. They should know. They should stand up for the people. No matter what the money cost is, you guys are police. You're public servants to help us. We pay you guys. We tell you we need help. We need help to help protect our amendments, to help protect our rights, and you guys are supposed to be there for us. And it makes me sad that some of you guys aren't. I know some of you are, and you can't say nothing, and I appreciate you guys keeping quiet, but you guys aren't hurting anybody either. I appreciate that. But enough of New York City. Down in the other half of the country, in San Francisco, Wednesday, November 16, 2011, 100 or more protesters went to a Bank of America branch, and they were chanting that they wanted money for students and education rather than industry and banks getting just handouts for money from their pockets that they go to work for every day and they hand out. They have these banks take it, and they can't even pay their college loan back. They want money back to help them get back on their feet, and they're totally right. And you guys know it's right. No matter what you say, you can't justify that these companies get so much money for them being greedy and them stealing money from their own company. Why do you guys need a bailout? Why? You are a bank. You do something wrong, you go under. Just like any other business. That's how it should be, right? Isn't that the purpose of a free economy? That you build up, you build up, you build up, you build up, and hey, if you screw up and you come crashing down, it's your fault. Let somebody else take your place because somebody will, and it's awesome. That's how it should be. That's how it used to be until the Rockefellers and the big business started owning things and started paying politicians and being greedy, and it's ridiculous and it's not fair. It's not fair, it's not cool, and it's so wrong. I can't even believe these people can sleep at night. How do you even look your kids in the face at all, no matter how old they are, and tell them that you love people or that you love them? Because you don't love people. You don't love them. You don't love anybody. You love money. And that's so evil, and that's so greedy, and that's so downright rotten. It's not even funny. So, along with them going into the bank, right followed the police. And 95 of these 100 or so protesters were arrested for being at the bank protesting. I understand they were inside the building and they probably should have done it outside, but they didn't. It doesn't matter. There's so many of them. How are you going to arrest 95 people and then let them go? You just did it just to shut them up temporarily, to get them away from the scene, to get nobody else to notice what was going on. Because if you can break them up and you can separate them, guess what? It becomes weaker, because a house divided can't stand, right? So you get people thrown away. You get people far away from each other. You send somebody way up north to jail to just fucking sign a piece of paper just to get sent right back home. That's it? Are you kidding? You're just doing it to weaken us, and it's not funny. It's not fair. You guys know that we know on to you, and it's ridiculous that you guys can continue to do it. How are you going to sit there and be a police officer and be a protector of the public and intentionally harm the public, and you know that they're right? How are you going to do that? It's not fair, and it's not cool. You guys know. How do you guys even sleep at night? I don't get it. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I plan on eventually being a cop, and I tell you right now, I would never, ever pepper spray, beat, or arrest a peaceful protester, no matter what. I would directly disobey an order, because that is ridiculous. They don't deserve it. They didn't do anything to anybody at all. They're protesting. Leave them alone. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today is there was a judge in New York City who said, quote, "Even protected speech is not equally permissible at all times." What do you mean not equally permissible? Isn't it protected speech? Isn't it by the First Amendment I get to say what I want, when I want, to whoever I want, for any reason? Isn't that the reason why men and women have died to keep the freedoms of this country the way that they are? Isn't that the reason why the Founding Fathers came here and they broke away from a government that was corrupt and beat them down and taxed them and took so much from them that it wasn't even funny, that they needed to get free and start their own? I think we should eventually start getting around to doing that ourselves, because this stuff ain't going to change. As long as there's politicians in there that are taking money from big corporations, nothing's going to change. So we need to end those big corporations, stop giving them bailouts, let them fall, let them crumble, smash on the ground, because that's where they belong, below everybody else, because they are such evil scum. The reason that they have any money is absolutely ridiculous at all. We are the 99%. We will stand up together for America.